in the biz.
Evil genius, what up?
Best in the world.
Real talk, the metaphor messiah. Live and full of effect.
I'm the
Best in the world today.
I'm the best
Let's go.
Can't help but win. Real talk, had to let the monster in. Put the crown on my head like Hendrick did. Now my pockets all swole like Psycho said.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Yes, and we finally, thank you. We got NXT back, but how was it? Did they have a little bit of ring rust in their return? Started off a little bit weird, I got to admit, but we're going to talk about that and everything else that happened on this very decent, very good. I don't know where I am on it. I'm going to have a final verdict here soon because I have a few thoughts on it. I got a few things I want to say. Not all complimentary, believe it or not. This is not a full NXT blowing like we're used to, because there are a few things that I'm not thrilled about, but nothing detrimental, nothing of raw proportions, if you know what I mean. Just some things that I'm like, I don't understand a little bit of it, but we'll get into that as we get right in to the copious amounts of notes. And feel free to call in as soon as I'm done with those notes to David Vancura, DAVIDVANCURA on Skype, or 702-751-2902. So let's get right into it, man. No more gilding the lily. Let's start. Big shout out to everybody in chat. The Shadow of TD, Black Lagoon, Terry the Snow Queen, Patra Glynn, the moderators, Fake Ass Twat, Sal, the graphics guru is up in here, and a whole bunch more. Pretty excited. Let's get right into it. First off, absolutely thrilled to have NXT back. Second, Tom Phillips. Oh my God. How much did I miss Tom Phillips? Like a ridiculous amount of missing of Tom Phillips. I'm so glad that it's just him and the one, the only Corey Graves. It's all they need. They don't need any more than that. It's not necessary. It's overkill. And honestly, Byron gets in the way. Byron needs to move on. Nothing wrong with this. If they want to add someone like our girl, Renee Young, they can do that. And I'm excited for that possibility. And we'll see what they decide to do. But a two-man team is all they truly need. They don't need much more than that, so it's not too bad. Regal opens the show and announces that the Women's Battle Royal will happen tonight for the #1 contendership. And that's pretty cool. We got a whole bunch of women. And you know what? The one thing, before we really get into the main event, one thing I want to say is you'll notice the depth. You can see the long line of different talent level, like where people are in their careers in this battle royal, and it's pretty cool. You just see how many people they have that are either good, great, getting good and great, and developing. It's just really nice to see. You don't have that on the main roster. Hell, arguably, you really don't have it anywhere else in women's wrestling. Gotta get my new audio equipment friggin' acclimated properly. Jesus. So that happens, and then Sami Zayn gets introduced. I gotta say, pretty good promo for Sami. Not always known for his in-ring mic ability, but very relatable. Very relatable, actually. I thought he came off very well. Maybe a little bit long, but that's just nitpicky. Says he's going to become the first two-time NXT champion, and Samoa Joe interrupts and threatens Sami in a really, really great promo, man. I like what Joe does. Just the intensity, the purpose, no screwing around. I really like it. Baron Corbin then comes out and says, I don't really have a problem with what he said, to be completely honest. I didn't think that his promo was all that bad. I'm really happy that he's starting to develop his mic skills a little bit. Short, simple, sweet, because unlike Roman Reigns, who just kind of looks like a badass, Baron Corbin is actually a badass. He is what he looks like, and that's what's cool about Baron Corbin. So I like where Baron Corbin's going, but he didn't stay just talky very long. No, he attacks Sami Zayn. Sami fights him off. Look, really, really simple story. You don't need no convoluted goddamn craziness like backstabbing and politics and GMs. No, sometimes you just need one belt and everybody fucking wants it. And that's what we're seeing, and they're willing to kick the living shit out of each other to get it. Simple, and that's what's really good about NXT. Bayley then with a really quick interview. This is going to hurt some of you people out there who love Bayley so much, and I know a lot of you do, and there's a lot of reasons to do so because she's Bayley and she's awesome. However, girl needs mic work. Bad. Like, really bad. Like, super bad. And I feel bad saying that, but it is true. She could really use some mic work. She has a deficiency on the mic. I feel that she comes off very mechanical, not believable, really not even relatable most of the time. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. I like what she does in the ring, obviously, but she's still so clunky on the mic. And I think that eventually she'll get there. I mean, I'm not really worried about that. And honestly, it's kind of a minor gripe because when you're as good as she is, it doesn't really matter that much what you do on the microphone. You just need to not fuck it up. So as long as she doesn't fuck it up, she's going to be just fine. She's going to be just fine. So I'm not too worried about her. It's just something I wanted to bring up because I don't think really people ever talk about any deficiencies that the great Bayley has. And I got to be honest, I think that might be a little bit of disservice to her because you can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody can work on their game, you know, and it's good to remember that every now and then. And hopefully that'll happen with her. She'll be able to correct those deficiencies and we will see a better Bayley down the line. I mean, it's a very small complaint. Very small. So we'll see where that goes. And like I said, I'm not really complaining. I'm just simply pointing it out. Spent too much time on Bayley, but I was trying to stretch it out so I can get the ticker up there. Like what I did there? That's pretty cool. I entranced you with my words as I went ahead and did my thing. All right. So after that, they do the NXT Awards, which really simply put, awesome. Awesome, because no bullshit. Nobody's coming out to accept stuff. They just do some backstage vignettes. It's kind of what the Slammies should be with a little bit of punching in the face. Tag Team of the Year, Cass and Enzo. I think they got that right. Maybe Jordan Gable had they been around a little bit longer than they were. Female top athlete, Bayley, no brainer. Male top athlete, Finn. Event of the year, Brooklyn, makes all the sense in the world. Match of the year, Bayley Banks from Brooklyn. I think that's pretty fair. I'm trying to think of what else can knock that off the top. That's really fair. And overall top wrestler in NXT, Finn Balor. I think perfectly stated all the way throughout. Quick, boom, 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 no problems at all. So gotta be honest with you though, even after all of this, I'm not used to no matches on NXT 15, 17, 18 minutes in. I'm not used to it, man. And I'm not knocking it because it was still entertaining, but I don't like anything that starts to resemble Monday Night Raw. And when the first 20 minutes, the first 16, 17, 18 minutes of a show start to go by and we don't have any matches, you start going, oh no, this is Raw-esque. And when it's only an hour show, it's more noticeable, you know. So I'm not throwing it under the bus. I'm just simply stating it might be something NXT wants to. If you're watching NXT, if you're watching me right now, NXT, I'm talking to you. Just keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on it. So, first match. Finally, we get our first match: Tommaso Ciampa and Danny Burch. Now. First, I'm glad Tommaso is here in NXT to stay. It's where he belongs. He's unbelievably great. I don't think a lot of people are hip to him yet. I think people like some of his hard-hitting stuff. But, it's something that I think people are going to really start getting on his bandwagon because he's really good. The surprise to me was Danny Burch. Danny Burch is very good in the ring. He always has been. He's been around a while. He's a really, really solid wrestler, and he gave Tommaso a hell of a fight here. I gave Danny Burch a hell of a lot of credit. He looked good, but geez, once Tommaso got going, he's so innovative. Really impressive armbar, really unique for the submission finisher. Some huge shots from these guys. Apparently people are saying I look hungover. No, I'm just tired. I'm not sleeping. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, you dicks. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You look this good at 3 o'clock in the morning and then come talk to your boy. Because I'm tired. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So yeah, a little bit, I'm just like, man, it was a really, really good match. I was happy with it. Danny Burch needs to continue to be in NXT because I like what he does. I really do. And I think that he's going to continue to grow. Tommaso Ciampa's a star in the making. I think a lot of people are going to start seeing that. Cass and Enzo with a quick little promo. They're not done with the tag champs. Speaking of those tag champs, they have a match with the Ascension. But not before William Regal announces that in 2 weeks, the triple threat match for the #1 contendership between Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, and Baron Corbin. Corbin for the #1 contendership. That's going to be awesome, and that's in 2 weeks. Danny310 says, where do you live at? I'm in Germania. I'm in Germany, man. In the heart of Deutschland. Yeah. Okay, so Dash and Dawson versus, I guess if you might like that, versus Dash Dawson versus the Ascension. I got to admit, I'm getting tired of the Ascension coming back to NXT to put all these tag teams over. Mainly because they don't need it. A lot of these teams that the Ascension are putting over, they don't really need it. They don't need the Ascension to put them over. They're getting over on their own. They're getting over by what they do well. And honestly, it just kind of makes the Ascension look like a joke unless they're coming back to NXT full time, which honestly, I am not opposed to. They're not doing anything with them up on the main roster, and it's a damn shame because they're better than this. Yes, they kind of fizzled out. There's no question. They fizzled out. They were used wrong, and now people are tired of them. But you can see that there's still something there. Danny310, wow, all this time I thought you were American. I am American. I am. I'm from Las Vegas. I grew up in Chicago. I just live in Germany. I was an American soldier. I was medically retired here because this is where I was stationed my entire career, 10 years. And I'm married to a German lady, and this is where I live. I've lived here for, 14 years almost. Wow, 14 years in April. Long time. I love it here. Okay, so the match with the Ascension and Dash and Dawson. All what I just said, notwithstanding, not a bad match. It was a good match. Look, the Ascension know how to work. They're very good at what they do. Dash and Dawson are just throwbacks, and it's a lot of fun. So it was pretty cool. I did not mind the match at all. A lot of good back and forth. Dash and Dawson getting a flash victory via their finisher. But what does it mean? That's the thing. What does it mean? By the way, everybody's starting to fill up in the chat. Bear is here. So is Logan Barrett, AJ Tucker. You're all here. And I say salutations. I stole Huffman's line. All right. So that match got through, and that wasn't so bad. After that, Nia Jax cannot go in the Battle Royal, and Eva consoles her, even though she pumps her fists in the background 87 times behind her back. 87 times. Were all those... I want to hammer on her awful. I really do. Yes, I don't even need to say anymore. I want to hammer on her awful. However, God, is she purty? She's so purty. I can't get over it. I can only be so angry because of how purty she is. And she is purty. No question. She got a purty mouth. She's super purty, man. I can't help it. You know what else I can't help? Loving you guys. Here's what I want you to do. If you're just sitting in the chat needing something to do, go ahead and hit that like button. Finger that like button. Caress that like button. And I'll tell you what, if you have a touchscreen, lick that like button. And think of me when you're doing it, all right? go ahead and make sure you take care of that. Hit the subscribe button if you've yet to subscribe to the channel. And if you like the Fat Man, you want to rep the Fat Man, go to www.deadondave.spreadshirt.com and pick up the gear. Drink from my face, wear my face, wear copious club shirt. We got all kinds of good stuff over there. Go check it out. And if you don't want to do that, but you do want to support the channel in a different way, go right into the description box of this video. Donate to the channel. You'll give a tip for the Fat Man, and you'll get a little message on the screen here, and I'll read your message for the question. I'll fucking answer it immediately, all right? And it's much appreciated for those who decide to do it. Did I say how happy I was that Tom Phillips was back? Did I say? Gotta be honest. Gotta be honest. I am. Tom Phillips is awesome. God, he's awesome. Him and Corey Graves, there's no bullshit. It's just boom, 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 back and forth, call the action. It's just boom. It's wonderful. I love it. I love what they do. They're a great announce team, and hopefully they're going to be the Raw announce team someday. Next match, Elias Samson versus Corey Hollis. Now, they paint Elias Samson up as this really dark figure, and I like that. He's really plotting. He hits a few nice high-impact moves, and I love the finisher of the high-velocity swinging neck breaker. Trey Parker says, I will donate $50 if you will take a shit on the air. Well, I can't take my pants off, but I'll shit in a bucket right next to here. I'll do it. $50, I'll do that shit. No, wait, don't donate. Because I can't, for one, I don't have a poop right now. I don't have a poop in me, and that's pretty gross. So I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want, not for $50. Because it's like, do I really want to be known as the guy who took a shit on the air for $50? That is my channel only worth, but I got a feeling I'll get taken down for that. So I'm not going to do that. If it was more money, I am a whore. I have no problem admitting that. I am a whore, but I'm not a cheap whore. Remember, kids, that's the important thing. Be a whore. Just don't be a cheap whore. But no balls. Eat shit. How about that? I'll shit in a bucket, send it to you, and you eat it. All right? Elias Samson, Corey Hollis. High velocity swinging neck breaker. That looked really good. I like a lot of his ring movements that he does. His wrestling stuff, all of that. It's a work in progress, but I like what he's doing to, sitting on the top rope and all that good stuff. I like that. Donnell Collins says, we need to get Dave to eat another ghost pepper live. I got one in the fridge. It'll take money, though. Like, I'll eat a regular super hot. I got a bunch of hot peppers in the fridge right now. For $50, I'll just grab, or for $20, I'll just grab one out and pop it in my Murph. But if you want the chili pepper, it's got to be a little bit more than that. All right? For the ghost chili pepper, it's got to be a little bit more than $20 because that shit sucks. That shit sucks. All right, so I don't know what you guys feel about Elias Samson, but, it really is. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Elias Samson. I just don't. No, we'll see. Women's Battle Royal up next. Love the Iron Man gear out of Little Miss Bliss. So sexy. I really enjoyed the confrontation between Asuka and Eva before the match started. Asuka then knocks the shit out of Eva. Everyone's afraid of Asuka, as they should be. I thought that was really awesome. It built the match up well. A lot of just regular action. No big spots, no high spots in the match. They really didn't focus on anything of importance throughout it. So I think that kind of took away a little bit for me. Just a tiny bit. Not a whole hell of a lot, just a tiny bit. But it's a rough thing because I felt the match could have meant more, and it just kind of fizzled out. I like the fact that Eva went outside the ring and hid there, very heelish. But then they kind of did the exact same thing with Carmella, and that was kind of messed up. They did a double false finish, and I wasn't really happy with that because I thought it was very lazy, especially for NXT, who are a little bit more clever in their finishes. I just don't feel that it was a really, really, really gripping finish. Not the winner. Now, the winner was correct, and the fans loved it, and it was a huge pop. I am not criticizing that. Carmella winning was huge. It was a little bit unexpected. Not if you watch Breaking Ground, because if you watch Breaking Ground, you kind of knew this was coming because of the relationship that they've emphasized between Bayley and Carmella. But still, it's fairly intriguing that, as over as that was, and it was, her winning the match was over. The match itself was underwhelming. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that because these are the women that are going to be taking over once Bayley goes up, and you got friggin' Asuka, who's not going to be around NXT forever, not at her age. So you kind of want a little bit more. They did feature Peyton Royce and Billie Kay a lot in this match, and I like that too, man. I like that too. I thought that was pretty good, giving them a little bit of exposure. But the match itself overall was a little bit underwhelming, and I wasn't expecting that. That was not what I was expecting, but we got a new number one contender, and that is the important thing. That's the important thing, and it's a good number one contender. It's Carmella, and of course Bayley comes out and hugs. Oh, so that should be an interesting build. I'm not exactly sure what route they're going to go, and if Carmella is going to be past the torch. We'll find out. What do you guys think of all that? Let me know in the comment section below. But now it's time we open it up to the callers. So if you guys, if you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about, now is the time, or I'll wrap this bitch up. Really simple. It's 3:30 in the morning for me, so it don't matter. If you ain't got calls, I'm going to get up out of here. So just let me know what y'all want to talk about. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on NXT this week, the return of NXT. Was it worth the 2 weeks of review of 2015? Or a little bit underwhelming? I got to be honest, for me, tad bit underwhelming. I'm hoping the next 2 episodes off the last tapings are going to be a little bit better. I have a feeling they will be. Just a little bit too much talking in this episode. I thought the opening a little bit too long, and that kind of made an unbalanced show, which for NXT, I'm simply not used to. So while I enjoyed the show and I loved most of it overall, I have to be honest, and I give it about a 6.5. 6.5 to a 7. It didn't blow me away, and I'm just not used to that. Oh, I was about to take Matt J's call, and he hung up. I'm sorry, Matt J. Go ahead and call back in. I was just finishing my sentence. But I got the 15-second timer on my call now, so people get the voicemail, the epic voicemail, much quicker now. So go ahead and call in right now, David Vancura, DAVIDVANCURA, or use the number 702-751-2902. 2902. Go ahead and call in, or I'm going to leave. I'm going to get up out of here. Matt J, call back in. Okay, there's AJ Tucker. AJ Tucker, you're live with That on Dave. What you got?
I didn't watch all of NXT, but I watched the last match because I want to call in on the show. But I did notice that Cameron botched the power bomb from what's her name? The Jersey girl.
Yeah.
The Jersey girl.
I know you're talking. The blonde one or the other one? Because there are actually 2 of them from Jersey. You're talking about the blonde chick, right?
The blonde one, yeah, the words of Jersey.
The one who weirdly went brah.
Yeah,
that was weird. That was weird.
I guess that's her catchphrase. I don't know.
Brah.
But yeah, it was weird because it almost looked like she sandbagged it in purpose. But I know she probably didn't. But it was just
Cameron's just horrible. Kind of... If it's anything, it's just another case of Cameron being Cameron.
Yeah, and she tried to do it again, and she nearly botched it again.
The funny thing is, every time Cameron goes away for a little bit, she comes back, and she makes these statements that she's better now, and she's going to blow everyone away, and she's going to be what everyone is expecting of her. And all. But the problem is, she is being what everyone is expecting of her, and that's horrible, because it just doesn't stop. It's always the same. How sad is that? What else you got for me, AJ?
Oh, well, I was just going to, go on to your point. Cause
go ahead.
Eva Marie, at least she can somewhat, put on a decent match, with Bayley, for example.
Eva's further along in her development than people want to give her credit for. I thought she was effective tonight. I don't think that she was completely useless. She didn't have to do anything in the ring. They hid that. That was really smart, I thought. Hey, They got instant fucking heat from her twice in the match. When she came out, she had her little moment with Asuka. Thought that was really effective. She goes outside of the ring, comes back in. The place goes fucking ape shit when it looks like she won. That was really smart. Use her as the best way as they possibly can. Because let's face it, looking at her is always a plus.
Exactly. And she's like the most booed every time she comes out, she gets the most heat.
Oh, she's a lightning rod.
Anyone.
Yeah, she's a lightning rod. She's an absolute heat magnet.
So, yeah, that was great. I don't know if they explained it before the show. I'm not sure. But is there a reason why Dana Brooke wasn't in the match?
Yeah, Dana Brooke is currently hurt. She is currently hurt. And Nia Jax wasn't in the match either. But they also explained that too, that she's suffering from being choked out by Bayley, which unless Nia's actually really hurt, I thought that was a mistake. And it's something that I wanted to note on. I really was not happy that they are keeping her out of action because of her getting choked out by Bayley a month ago. It was like a month ago when that happened. True. Nia Jax, the gigantic woman, it's Nia friggin' Jax. Really?
The karma of NXT.
Jesus. And she got a little choked out. Anyway, what else you got for me, AJ? That's all you really watched, so you can't have too much more.
Yeah, no, not really. No.
All right, well, give me a rating for at least the final match.
Final match, okay.
Or just rating for whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay. I give tonight, or that match, a 3 out of 5.
Ooh, a 3 out of... Why are you going... You know we do 10s here. We do 10s
7
here.
7 out of... I'm doing a Brian Alvarez style.
Well,
okay,
what's my name?
Dave.
No, it's Dead on
Brian.
Dave, and you're on Dead on Dave Productions.
David.
We don't do Brian Alvarez here.
I'm sorry.
Brian
Brian Alvarez blog.
But I
7
appreciate
out of
it.
10.
And have yourself a good little evening there, AJ.
You too.
Take it easy, bud. Steve Smith, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Steve. I love your name, Steve.
Hi, mate.
You sound like a Steve.
A son what?
You sound like a Steve.
I do sound like a Steve, like.
On Steve. Hi. What you got for me, man?
I really don't like that Elias Samson, whatever he's called.
I don't know. I'm withholding judgment a little bit on him because he's got a really, really good look, and I think he can be really serviceable in the ring. I don't know. I don't know on him yet.
Speaking of looks, I think he looks exactly like Damien Sandow.
He does. A little bit too much, probably. And that'd be fun if they put them together.
Like a more buff version of Sandow. That's what I was thinking. I just think his whole his gimmick with the drift. I think it's just really lame, and his entrance music. It's just, I think it's shit, it's slow, it's boring, doesn't get the crowd into it.
I'm moment, good sir.
And he brings that stupid guitar. Like at least
in the chat, Dave, please comment my name, please. Well, there you go, Anderson. You've been commented. There you go. Please continue. Sorry, I got a shout.
Oh, no problem, mate. And I just think like the guitar thing, like, do you reckon he's going to hit someone with that?
I don't know if he's going to hit anybody with it, but I think that they can do something.
I think he's boring as shit.
I think they can do something with this gimmick. I do. I believe there's something there. Whether he actually does some singing, because from what I understand, he actually does play the guitar and he does sing. I don't know what they want to do with him, but something can be there. Like maybe do a take on the John Cena thing where he does songs where he just trashes people. You know, really slow acoustic songs where just like 2 or 3 lines where he just makes fun of somebody, where he just says what he's going to do. Something like that. They got to do something else than just have him walk around with this fruity-ass guitar. You know, something else.
Yeah. I wish they'd pushed like James Storm or someone else instead of him.
James Storm's gone. He's back TNA.
I know. I wish they did push him instead of him, but I hope he comes good because I can't be asked to watch him that much longer.
I don't mind him that much. I don't know where I am on him yet. I'm still very much on the fence with this guy. What else you got?
I like the start of the show, and I just didn't really at the end of the show. I thought it was a bit boring.
I'm kind of on the opposite. I thought the beginning of the show was rather boring, the 20 minutes of talking. And
I like the promo with Joe Sammy and
It was a decent
Baron.
promo, but it went 20 minutes for an hour show. When you do 20 minutes of talking at the beginning of an hour show, you have a serious pace problem. Not only for the beginning of the show, but the rest of the show.
I didn't mind it too much, but I liked the Tommaso Ciampa match. I thought that was pretty good.
That was a good match.
And I just thought the Battle Royal was a bit shit.
I thought,
And
I was
do you know when
when
Asuka was when she thought she'd won, she looked at Eva Marie just before
they
she
messed
got
that
chucked
up.
over the
They
top
messed
rope.
the
I was
finish
like,
up. Asuka
total botch.
completely that's on Asuka too. That's not even on Eva.
Yeah.
Maybe it was on Eva. Maybe she came in at the wrong time. But Asuka should have never came to the middle of the ring, and definitely should have never looked where Eva was.
Yeah.
That was a problem. That's a really good. I meant to point that out. Thank you. That was a good point out.
Yeah. I was laughing my dick off when I thought Eva Marie won, but
Don't do that.
thankfully Carmella
Dicks
won.
do not
'cause Eva
reattach
Marie's
easily.
bad.
You need to be careful, because if you laugh so hard and your dick actually falls off, I believe that would constitute a medical emergency. I would be worried for you. Then we got to have like a
keep yourself
dick
sweet,
transplant episode where I'm like gathering funds for your dick to be re-sewed on and stuff. It's a real fucking hassle.
I'll be taking donations to me dick falling off.
Right? Help us get Steve's dick reattached. Please help this man. He needs it reattached. And you,
Blame Eva Marie.
me, and the baby makes 3. We can make it happen. Anyway, what's your rating for tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I'll give it a 7, mate.
A 7 out of Steve Smith. I appreciate that. And you got to be tired. It's 2:30 where you are over there in
Oh, mate, I'm on night shift. I'm on a break, so I thought I'd give you a ring, like.
Oh, you're on work. Oh, you're working. Okay.
Yeah.
So you thought you called me on the handy? I'm sorry. I apologize.
The what?
Yeah. What do you guys call cell phones there?
Mobile.
Mobile. Okay. I thought you guys do handies there. Okay. Anyway, hey, I appreciate the call, man. I'm sorry. I'm awkward.
Okay, bro. See you
Have
later.
a real good night. Enjoy the rest of your night of work, bud. Take it easy. Matt J. You're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
What's up, Dave?
What's up, man?
Is it okay? I know he's not there anymore, but is it just me or just Kevin Owens always gets shut out on these awards?
To be honest, he really didn't have a whole hell of a lot in NXT. I mean, he had a small run, and then he got right up to the main roster. What did you want him to win? He didn't have a bigger year than Finn Balor.
No, he didn't. But I mean, the short time he was there, I thought so far he's been the best NXT champion of last year. I mean,
No, Finn Balor. Finn Balor taking the title off of him, and then the title defenses that he had, I thought it was a way more effective title run, to be completely honest. And the fact that he's still the champ. Look, all the great men matches Finn Balor was a part of outside of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But even Kevin Owens, his best match was with Finn Balor. So, it's a hard one. I get what you're saying, and I love Kevin Owens too. I get what you're saying, but I at the same time, Finn was there longer. Finn did a little bit more. I think Finn deserves it.
I think he does too, but I mean, I need something more. I think he should turn heel. I really do.
I think he will eventually.
Hopefully he does, because if they do that feud with him and Hideo's
that's what
the
I'm
heel,
expecting.
it's not going to work if Hideo's the heel.
But Hideo's not coming back heel. They got big plans for Hideo. I mean, that was evident from what they did with him at last year's WrestleMania. But look, the reality is a lot depends on what's happening with the New Japan guys. If the New Japan guys come in, plans might change, because they might want to go with a Balor Club or a faction angle like a Bullet Club thing with these guys. That might be a very good possibility. So plans might change. Finn, I think they really see him as a top face draw with his gimmick, because they really like him, so they might not change him. But from, a pure traditionalist standpoint, they do have all the makings of bringing Hideo Itami back and putting him in a main event picture with Finn Balor and having Finn have a big, impactful heel turn. The downside is that there's so much talent in NXT right now, and there's some top heels in NXT and more on the way. You don't really need to make this move. So it's it's a tough one. That's why NXT is so good, because these type of dilemmas constantly come up.
Yeah, but the whole thing at the beginning of the show with Joe Corbin and Zayn, I think that the end game here, and this is going to sound a little weird, but I think Sammy's going to win the belt back. I think he's going to be the first ever 2-time NXT champion.
I think that could happen. I think it could happen, and I'm not counting on it, though. And the reason why I'm not counting on it, because I don't think Sammy's going to be down there very long. I think with Cena being out, Sami Zayn is the perfect guy to come up and really appeal to the kiddies and make people happy. Because Sami is that guy. He's a perfect guy to fill in for John Cena. He has some main roster experience. He's traveled with the Raw team going overseas when they went to Abu Dhabi and all of that. So he's a perfect guy for it. So I'm not really sure how long he's going to be down there. So that's why I don't think he'll win the title. But I wouldn't mind it, though.
No, me neither. I mean, if anybody deserves a second run with the title, it's him. I mean, he's done so much for that brand.
He does. He's a fantastic performer. And he was very helpful to getting NXT to where it is. But so were a lot of other guys. I mean, I think a guy who does not ever get talked about enough and really helping that rise of NXT is fucking Adrian Neville. Nobody mentions Adrian Neville and how big he was. I mean, he had the belt for a goddamn year. He had some fantastic matches and helped a lot of the guys who would later, including Sami Zayn, later get over. He helped them get over. And they don't talk about him enough. Adrian Neville might be the most important champion that NXT has had up until Finn Balor.
Yeah, I mean, his reign was awesome. In my opinion, he's probably the best NXT champion of all time.
I think I just said that, yeah.
He had a great run. I agree. He deserves more credit.
I agree. What's your rating for tonight, man?
I'm going to give it a 7. I really enjoyed the opening segment. I mean, I didn't think it was too long. I enjoyed it. The Battle Royal wasn't very good, but I think the best wrestling match of the night was the Dash and Dawson versus the Ascension.
No, I think Tommaso Ciampa and Danny Burch was the best wrestling match of the night for me. I thought that was a great fight. I enjoyed that one. But, hey, I appreciate your feedback, and thanks for watching, buddy.
See you, man.
Take it easy, Matt. Antonius Pierce is in the chat. What's going on, Antonius Pierce? What's going on to everybody who's hanging out with the copious fat man, Michael Mendoza, and everybody else who's here? What's crack-a-lackin', folks? We've been on for 40 minutes. About to wrap this thing up unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about. If you do, go ahead and call in now. David Vancura, DavidVancura, or 702-751-2902. Go ahead and call in. Get your voice heard. Let me know what you want to think, what you thought about NXT. I would love to hear. By the way, make sure you go check out my boy Tommy C over at Shot from the Point if you're a big hockey fan, or if you just like good sports talk and you just want to hear some people talk and fuck with each other and have a good time. Go check out In the Crease with Tommy C over on Shot from the Point every day, Monday through Thursday. So, The Alien. All right, Dave, I'm going to go play some video games, probably Fallout 4. So night to everybody in the chat and Dave. The Alien, thank you for hanging out with us, man. I appreciate that. I can never hate anyone for going to play Fallout 4. God, I want the DLC. Come on, downloadable content. Dave needs y'all. Speaking of video games, I've been playing a hell of a lot more video games on this channel. If you guys enjoy that and you want to see more, love to hear what you guys have to think. I'm playing a lot of Pokemon. And I am starting to play a little bit more Steam on here, but I don't have a whole hell of a lot of games. People are sending me games now, which I really appreciate. And it's pretty good. Apparently Bear just sent me a game on Steam. If you send me a game and you want me to play it, I will sit down and I'll record it or I'll do it live and I will play that game. You can do so. Dave Vegas 21. Dave Vegas 21 on Steam. Boom. And I'll play your game, man. I have no problem with it. You can send me a Steam code, whatever. It's just because I don't buy a lot of games because I'm poor. I'm just straight up honest with you. I don't buy a lot of games because I'm poor. But I do love playing them. So appreciate that for anybody. Patrick Glenn has sent some games. Sal, the copious graphics guru, sent a whole bunch of games. And I played one of them. I played Dead Space for a little while until we realized that it's not very fun to play online. It wasn't a good watch. So I think we're going to wrap this thing up. I believe the calls are dried up. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with ya boy. And I hope you guys had a fun time. NXT next week. We'll see you here. And also SmackDown tomorrow night. I believe my good friend Too Tall. That's right, Too Tall over at XLT Live podcast, which I believe is still doing their NXT review right now. Little known fact about Too Tall. He has copious amounts of Cameron posters on his wall. So go over to his chat and go let him know. Say, Dave told us about your Cameron posters. Congratulations. We heard they're beautiful. All right. Go make sure you go check him out over on XLT Live podcast right here on YouTube. Bear Bear asks, hey, Dave, are you going to play Pokemon after this? I don't know. Probably not. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I need to get some sleep. So thank you guys very much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share. Share it. It takes a couple of seconds. You can do it right here on YouTube. Share it on Facebook. Go to the Facebook channel. We got a Facebook channel. Go check that out. It's all in the description box. Go check that out. Share it on Twitter. Let people know that you're watching the Copious Fat Man. Let the world know we're trying to grow a revolution. We're on our way to 1,800 subs, and you guys are at the forefront of that revolution. So thank you guys for all your support. I really do appreciate it. And we will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave. We got the Dead on Dave. We got the Dead on Dave. Got the Dead on Dave. That's right. Thank you for watching Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Peace. Keep it copious, people.